Does sound like that.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn. Good morning.
To avoid the confusion from yesterday, so we can introduce everybody, you already know me and Camilla, but this is Z Garcia.
Hello.
New?
Hello.
Okay, you only have to say it once. You got to learn how to be on camera
He's
here.
new. Come on.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, so we're here just like yesterday, super casual, which a few people missed yesterday.
Didn't even button this up, okay? Deal with that. Deal with that reality. Wink.
Yeah. So anyway,
I might take this off later on. You don't know. Depends.
that will be a very different channel. So we're going to be taking a look at games from 2021 on Board Game Geek. Now, we're not going to be talking too in-depth because we don't want to spoil our top 10 list. We're doing them next week. Camilla is doing hers on Tuesday, and we're doing ours on Thursday.
Wednesday or, something. Wednesday, Thursday, or what?
We have a lot of top 10s we're doing next week. So going up. But here we want to just take a look at the year as a whole, maybe give some observations, and we're going to do that by taking a look. Please say this works. No, that didn't work. Please say this works. There we go.
Yes.
So
Wait,
what
but some of these are rated, Tom, so people will deduce, and believe me, they will deduce.
Well, yes, but
your top 10 of the year.
I've already rated everything.
You messed up.
Yes. So what I did is I ranked these by the number of ratings here. That's how I did this. So this is how I sorted them on Board Game Geek, which if you've never seen, Board Game Geek is a giant website about board games. And I sorted these by 2021 games, which is not completely accurate. You will see a couple games here which are clearly not 2021. But
What's wrong? What are you looking
I couldn't find my
there we
glasses.
go,
They were
baby.
on my hat.
Oh, somebody just became old.
Yeah.
It just happened right now.
It really does feel like the hammer dropped this year. I went from, I occasionally need these glasses, to now I'm like, where are they? And my kids are like, they're in your pocket.
I went bald this year.
Yep, it was this year. So, taking a look
I'm good. This day.
the jokes are, your jokes are falling all over the place.
Yeah, let's do this thing.
All right, Cascadia. So,
Yes.
we've all played that one, I think. This is the most popular game this year, according to Board Game Geek. Do you agree on that? Like,
I don't
Was this
know.
available on
These
Target?
numbers are a little soft, you know? I mean, like, Wingspan just sold 1 million copies. I think the statistic that they released was that 3.3% of people who own it have said they own it on BGG.
Oh, wow.
So, it's just, so who
fine,
knows?
but these are the data points we have to work
This is
with.
what we've got, exactly.
I can see
It's a
this
very
one.
popular game.
I mean, I can see it because it's so accessible. You know, I mean, especially if you've played Calico or any of the ones that the predecessors, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
you kind of already have a base understanding, but it's just.
I think
it's
this
so
is going to surpass
accessible.
Calico.
Oh, it does for me. It's not even.
You mean
What, is that a spoiler?
sales-wise? or-
I think
Oh, I thought you
popularity
meant-
was.
Popularity, yeah, no, it's.
I like it way better.
I like it a whole lot better.
Sure.
It might even be on a certain list. Coming up
Is that where we're going?
next week?
Okay, so then the next one here is Red Rising.
Never heard of it.
Now this one got the Stegmeyer boost. Stonemeyer boost, sorry. You've not played this one?
I've not played this one, no.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's a 6, see?
I
This is
see that now.
this is definitely was a very hyped game to come out this year. Got a
Right.
lot of hype because Stonemeyer games always do. You just mentioned Wingspan, sold 1 million copies. Red Rising will not sell 1 million copies. It's just not, it really landed with a thud. I'm not hearing anyone talk about it, are you?
No.
Do you
no,
think the
no,
IP kind of helped sell it?
No.
Sure.
No. Oh, okay.
No, I think it helped the pre-orders.
I disagree.
Really?
Have you read Red Rising?
No.
Have you?
I've started it twice.
Too brutal?
I didn't. It didn't engage. I didn't even make it very far.
I struggled with the fact that it's written in the present tense. It's a
Really?
weird writing style. Not
It
first
is.
person. First person's fine, but you say, I run towards the guy. I grab him by his shoulders. Instead of saying I grabbed, I ran. It's a really
Oh,
weird,
yes,
it's a
yeah, I
weird
guess-
narrative choice. I guess it's
Now
supposed to
that
make
you're
you feel
saying
like you're there in the moment, and all it does is make me think, why is this guy writing in present tense?
Yeah, I've only ever read one book written like that, and it was very stylized. But it is weird.
How long till it gets to that like brutal part?
In Red Rising?
Yeah, because I made it like maybe 2 chapters, and I was just like,
No.
Where's the blood
like,
splatter?
right, I was like, where's this going?
I haven't seen any decapitations yet.
It gets really brutal about 1/3 into the book.
Okay, so all right, so maybe I'll give it.
Basically, the guy is thrown into a Hunger Games that makes the Hunger Games look like the kids' version.
All right.
Teletubbies.
Like they start out this, and I don't think there's a big spoiler, but they join this academy or whatever to be the elite or whatever, and they take everybody, and they split them in pairs, put them in a room, and basically say, one of you can come out, and they cut the population directly in half of the academy.
So, Squid Game.
It's a little Squid Game-ish, except that they don't have. In Squid Games, we can play marbles, and then someone else can shoot you.
Spoiler alert.
You said Squid Games.
Yeah, but it didn't then specifically reference shooting and/or marbles. Marbles is a big spoiler. There's marbles in Squid Game.
Squid Games was the inspiration for Shoots and Marbles. It's the new version. It's Shoots and Marbles.
Oh, man! Shooting marbles. I don't think. See, we started talking about whether I think the theme helped. I don't know how popular this series of books is, but don't you immediately limit your audience if it's so... I think the game is not that thematic, right?
It's not at all.
So if you've read it, and you go into it thinking, ooh, Red Rising, then you get, oh, this isn't really what I thought. It's not that thematic. And then the flip side of that is, I have no idea what Red Rising is. It's based on a series of books that has like 14 books in it. I'm out.
There's 5, but...
14 is possible.
Actually, there might be 6 now, but...
So, no, I don't think it helped.
Okay.
Moving on. Terraforming Mars, Aries Expedition. Now, these first 3 games, I think, were all in Target. I think that's a help here.
Red Rising was in Target?
I know, well, I'm guessing, I know I've seen Wingspan in Target.
Yeah.
I thought I saw Red Rising in a, maybe it was at Barnes & Noble's.
Maybe,
I didn't
okay.
know Cascadia was a Target. Huh, I didn't see that one there.
All right, so Terraforming Mars, Aries Expedition was at Target. In fact, it was at Target before the Kickstarter backers got it,
Yep.
which caused some consternation.
Yes.
This is the card game version of Race for the Galaxy / Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
As
It's
you can
good.
see, I like it.
It's good. I like it too. I think it's a very strong game. It is not particularly innovative, I guess. It does feel like Race for the Galaxy.
I didn't love it. I played it once. I think I would need to play it again. I felt like there was a lot to, as you're building your tableau. I mean, I guess it's almost an engine. There would be certain things you have to remember that triggers. So there's a lot of like remembering rather than it just being. It just wasn't as intuitive, I guess, the engine that you built. And so I struggled a little bit. But again, that's only on one play, learning the game. It's not one I'm racing to play again.
Upkeep, a lot of upkeep.
Yeah.
Racing for the Galaxy. Okay. Have you played Race for the Galaxy?
I'm not.
I need to teach that. It's such a good game. All right.
Is it like this?
Yeah, you never know it. Okay, Canvas. Now, Canvas is barely a 2021 game. In fact, I'm pretty sure I got a copy in 2020 with the Kickstarter.
Okay.
Have you played Canvas yet?
Oh, you haven't?
Have you?
I have.
Ho, ho, ho! Get out of here, noob! What do you think of it?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It's really light.
It is very light, but I knew that going into it, and I think with that expectation, I was really able to enjoy it.
Do you have a copy?
So I have so few copies.
If you had a copy, would you hang it on your wall?
No.
Okay.
But I also have no
didn't
pictures
either.
hung on my wall. I'm very.
Really?
I don't.
What would you call it with no pictures on the wall?
What?
What?
Is it Spartan? I'm like circling around back
Oh,
to
boy.
No, we had a discussion yesterday.
Yeah, we had a discussion in which Tom says Spartan when something is sparse. And I thought, I've never heard that
not.
usage of the word Spartan, but
Like if you
apparently
walk into
Mike...
a room and there's
like
not a lot
this
of
is
pictures, I'd say it's Spartan.
Yeah, and I would say it's sparse.
It's sparse. I would say sparse. Spartan?
But Spartan, apparently Mike said that he has heard that usage before, and I defer to
From
Mike.
Tom?
No, just in general.
That might be
That's
what it
not
is.
something you want to be using as,
Yeah, I don't.
No, you don't
want
wanna-
It's gonna catch on. Mm-mm.
So,
Anyway, Canvas made $1
what
million
Mike said.
on Kickstarter, and the sequel did very well. And I'm just glad. I like this game a lot.
The
and
sequel hasn't delivered, has it?
Not yet.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think it was out.
All right, Ankh, another. So there's a lot of games on this list that got a huge amount of pre-buzz, and Ankh has gotten fairly mixed reviews. It's ranked 442 on Board Game Geek, so we'll say it's more positive than not.
Yeah.
That's very high in the top 500. You said you have no interest in the whole Blood Rage trilogy.
Of them, this one I'm most interested in.
Oh, because of Wendy's painting job.
Yeah.
I am surprised you don't like those games. I heard you guys doing this a little bit yesterday. So what was all that about? You don't like area control?
I've not played one that I've enjoyed so far. And so, to me, it just always seems like this never-ending, like, maybe it's because I never feel like I have a chance because everything I do, someone just barely outdoes me. And so it's just this, like, this, like, small battle back and forth through the whole game just seems like it's an elongated tug-of-war.
Okay.
And so I haven't played one that I like. So, again, I think I need to play it just to kind of solidify that, but that's what I found so far in my gameplays of that mechanism.
Yeah, okay. I think you'd like Ankh, yeah. It does have some of that, but so much around it changes what's going on. And it's not really about the area control is part of it, right? But it's sort of like 4 layers of area control. Every area, for one thing, you can change the area, but also you are controlling then monuments in the area.
Right.
So I might have more obelisks than you, but you have more pyramids than I do.
Okay, I think I can handle something like that better when it's not like all or nothing either.
Yeah.
You either have it or you don't.
More...
I don't know. Give me something to keep me in the game, to keep it intriguing. So if it has something like that, then yeah, I think I would.
It's a good one. It's a good 2-player game also.
Okay.
The internet's agreeing with me about Spartan. Also, Jay said you're allowed to use the word Spartan in your life 300 times.
You're getting close then, because you do say it a fair amount.
All right. Destinies. This was one that we were kind of raving about a lot near the beginning of the year, and you still have yet to play it, or did you just play it?
I just played
you played
Solitaire Challenger mode.
Okay.
There's 2 modes. You can just explore mode or whatever. You just go through it.
That's me.
And you reveal tiles, you look around, you, I guess, encounter things. I don't know, I haven't done that.
What do you do? Like, you said you do that?
Well, when I played solo, I did. I just went around and found stuff. I
Like,
just
collect it?
look. I just like to look at things.
All right.
And then the Challenger mode gives you a set number of days to solve the issue.
I hate that.
And it was incredibly difficult. Like I got nowhere close to what I needed to do. You do one of 2 things. I was close on neither one of the 2. So I'm not sure. Like, I almost feel like I played it, and now I understand the mechanisms and sort of how the game functions, but I don't feel like I've played it.
Right. Have you played it 2-player or 3?
I think I played almost exclusively 3, and I played once by myself exploring.
Okay, so you have played that way.
You played it.
I have, I played it 2-player.
You like it also?
I did really like it a lot. I really liked it. But I don't think so as you're explaining the solo, I don't know that would. What I love about the game is the interaction, and that even when it's not your turn, you're still listening to what the other person is finding, what they're discovering, because there's little hints about your destiny and where you need to go in your destiny, in their destiny. And so they're intertwined, and I think that's what makes it interesting is, you kind of feel like you have this little secret the whole time. So it's not, it's a race, but it's more like, they don't know the little nugget that they just got, and so you're just looking for these little, like, pockets of information, so you kind of feel like you have the one-up edge. Well, they had the same thing, so I did feel like there was balance in that. It came down to the last turn, between me and the girl I was playing with.
Okay. I
liked it a lot.
Someone mentioned that Lucky Duck's on fire this year, and I really agree.
Yes.
This...
They've been on fire, yeah.
Chronicles of Crime, they're doing a very good job getting games distributed. Their kids thing took off. Really like those kids games.
So good.
You played Kids Chronicles. Did you play the Yummy Yummy Monster Tummy one?
No, I'm going to switch games with Chris. We each took one home and need to switch.
Yeah, my son asked me to play that, and I was like, no, my employees took it. And then he wept, and it was a big thing. It was not. I just let's play a different game. All right, Cubitos. Now, this one I thought would be bigger when I first saw it, and then it did not turn out to be so. And then it got like another resurgence, I guess, once the pandemic lifted a bit and people started playing this in person.
Okay.
You've not played this one yet?
No, I hate that cover.
Have you played Cubitos?
I haven't, no.
All right, it's a dice drafting game where you have a pool of dice that you roll, and then you're racing around the board depending on what you roll. You get money or you get movement to run around, and then the different dice give special abilities. It's good. I don't love it as much as everyone else, but an 8's pretty solid. I fluctuate on it a
I've
lot.
seen it being played. I think at one of our retreats, someone had it on a table, so I glanced at it. But nothing about that captured my imagination, and I really, really don't like that cover. I don't like the name. I don't like the cover. That's
You don't
stupid.
like SpongeBob.
It's just creepy. It's like a really creepy looking SpongeBob.
It's like SpongeBob.
I know
Lumberjack.
it's a German cheese. Everyone always gets on our case about
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Or Swiss,
I
I'm
mean-
sorry, it's a Swiss cheese.
Swiss.
But it's terrible looking.
All right, Oath. This is one of the few popular games I have not played. I don't think you've played this one either, Camilla. Have you?
I've not.
Maybe we can play it without these guys because they already all played it. So I don't want to join in, and be the young guy at the table.
This would take relearning in its entirety, probably. This is an extremely complex, in-depth game, a lot of moving parts, not an intuitive experience. This is a game from this almost feels like a game from a very talented designer who purposefully ignores existing tropes in games. I think there's some value to that. I don't know if there's value to ignoring it all. So, yeah, just sort of, it's a little gear grindy trying to understand what's happening, how do I accomplish this? There's a strange sort of story woven through it. One neat thing in it, which I wish was a little stronger, more strongly implemented, but you're sort of achieving one thing to take over the kingdom, and at the end of a game, but depending on the person who won, whatever they were trying to achieve, that next game, no matter when that is, will be the thing you try to achieve to take over the kingdom. So it's like you need to take down the old person who runs this world now. It's a cool little thematic touch. There's also some goofy stuff where you like write a chronicle of what happened. It's a really weird mismatch. It's like, very thinky, heavy game, and then when we're done, it's like, here, why don't you blog a little bit about what happened? That part's strange. But I think it's a narrow and deep game. Like, if you're playing this game, you are probably playing just this game a lot. You can dig in. Not my kind of thing, but it is. I can definitely respect this design.
Okay, so it sounds like it's kind of very niche within.
Oh, yeah,
the
I
hobby.
would say so.
In 10 years, there's going to be still people, this is their favorite game.
Yes.
You're going to see this on, I'm predicting, on like we're getting to December, all the top 10 lists. You're going to see it on a few top 10 lists, but it's going to be either the very top of the ones it's on, for those people who love it,
Okay.
or it's going to be one where they go, well, not my favorite game, but I respect it, like he just said.
Okay, got it.
I guess.
Okay, you can see what it's doing, but
All right, so far I'm looking at these. This is the highest ranked one we've gotten to, and that's Sleeping Gods. Now, I know that this one, the Kickstarter version shipped out, and then the pre-orders did not get there as... I don't think the second wave has hit people yet.
It's like still going out, right? I mean,
Yeah, or it's going out right now,
it's
something like that effect.
crazy.
oh wow, I thought it was already available.
Anyway, this is a gigantic game. Ryan Lockett's biggest storytelling game, humongous. I actually did not expect you to like it, and you did.
Oh, I love it.
And you've not played this one yet?
I've not. This is, I think I described this to Mike as like the game I was most excited about, that I'm most hesitant to play. I've not really had a game group. I have no interest in playing it solo. Like when I solo, I like my
Nor
one
should you,
character.
I think.
I agree.
I have no interest in that. And outside of here, our play group here, they're not really into narrative games. And so it's not really been an opportunity to play. And I think part of me's nervous that if I force it like on my play group that's not here, they're going to be disappointed in it, and it's going to kind of. So I don't feel like I've had that opportunity to play it, and so I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, and I
to play
don't
it,
don't
and-
think you can like just play a session of this
Right.
either. It's 17 hours.
and not
or
having
so.
that
It's
consistent people.
it's
So
it's a couple days.
yeah, so I'm super interested and I really want to. I was so excited, but I'm like, really hesitant to play too, and so.
Maybe we could play this one live at some point after it's been out a while.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, once everyone gets.
I mean,
that
it's a
second
long,
wave.
long session. I don't know how we're gonna do that.
We'll never stop until we're done. You don't eat till we finish
Oh,
the
I'm out.
mission.
I got to eat.
I'm
I
kidding.
get hangry.
Look at me. You know I'm eating. All right. Furnace. This is a come from behind hit because this game, I reviewed it last year actually, but the official English release wasn't until this year, and it just has gotten a lot of buzz. Everyone's talking about Furnace. Arcane Wonders and Hobby World have a hit on their hands. We saw this flying off the shelves at Gen Con.
Yeah. You like it quite a bit, Tom, I can see. I don't like it quite as much, but I thought it was a nice game. I thought it was... the bidding is certainly very clever. I like the bidding in this a lot. I think it's a great system. Then running the stuff I thought was less than thrilling. It's like, okay, well, you gotta make points somehow. So it wasn't like a keeper for me, but I enjoyed it. Have you played this?
I've not. Chris told me to, so I told him no.
That's
Okay.
reasonable. I said it low.
And then I,
So far, so good.
read it. He's not watching, is he? Then I read the rule book, so
He's
I'm
definitely
back interested,
watching.
but don't tell him.
Just not with
So,
Chris.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
So,
All right,
I have standards.
the crew mission Deep Sea. Well, I know you played this one because we played it live.
Do you want me to remind you of it?
Yeah, we just talked about this yesterday because we played this is the follow-up to the first one, and it's basically, do you like the first one? You'll like this
the
one.
second one.
Do you not like the first one? You're not going to like this one. I mean, this one is better, I think. It has
Seems to
more
be the consensus
variety.
is that it's better, right?
I mean, I think the variety, but for me, it gets out the fiddliness, of all those little tokens and that kind of stuff. I think just condensing that all into just not one card, however many cards you have, just bringing it down to that one card, that's what you're looking at. You're not looking at the cards. And hold on, let me get these tokens out, taking that fiddly nature, because it is such a quick,
that's a good
each
point.
round is so quick, like, you don't want that extra layer of fiddliness. And I just think that was an ingenious move, well done. I think very highly of where they went with it.
I still got to try it. I think the first one's fine.
You definitely were not on the bandwagon with the rest of us about it.
No, it was kind of weird. I mean, again, sometimes things bubble to the surface, and I'm like, well, it blows my mind sometimes. Like, this trick-taking game, this is the one everybody decided to throw their weight behind. Okay, cool. I mean, enjoy the game. Go play it.
Now he's talking about my weight, but yes.
Go stuff your face with this game. If you gotta keep eating my shrimp, which was clearly my shrimp, then by all means, go ahead. But I want your hat collection. Anyway, just normal things you'd hear in regular game-togethers. But I have not played this one yet, and I am interested. I want to check it out.
All right, Meadow. This one kind of came out of nowhere. I knew that there was cool art for it. And Rebel made Dream House.
Yes.
That was their last game that got all. Rebels made many games, but Dreamhouse got a lot of buzz. Meadow, just a really simple game of collecting animal and nature cards and putting them together.
It's sort of very timely of a game. Right now, nature themes are hopping. Cute animals, the artwork style fits what's going on right now with all of the, gardening themes and exploring your backyard kind of themes. And then mechanically, I thought this was very clean and strong also. It has that quadropolis thing, right? Where you're pointing an arrow at a grid of cards and, picking up something based on what you're pointing at. Yeah, it's good. It's engaging. There were a couple of things I thought could have been left in the cutting room floor, very minor things, but overall, I like this one too.
But I really like how they have that, because you're talking about that quadropolis thing with the arrows, but then it also has that sideboard where you're trying to get the right icons to be, so it has kind of that side game happening as well, which I thought brought a little bit more depth to it. So it wasn't just set collection or just, tableau building. It kind of used that side game to bring it all together, and I like that.
Yeah, and you cover some symbols as you gain others, so you have to be careful what you're giving up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it kind of gave it some depth.
In the top 10 divisive games of the year, we already have some of those we talked about. Descent would be another one. It is like the highest rating I can give without actually saying I like a game, I think. 6.5. There's a lot of problems with it, in my opinion. I don't like the terrain. I think the terrain's point. I hate the story and the writing. And for a story-driven game, hating the story and writing is almost a no-go for me. The app works fine. I think it works best as a solo experience. That being said, I've met dozens and dozens and dozens of people who love this version of Descent. Now, they said it's not Descent 3.0, but it is. Otherwise, they wouldn't have called it Descent. It's definitely a dungeon crawl in every way. Yes, it's done very differently than the last one, but this is the new version, and they don't support the second version anymore, so this is it. You were not a fan of this much.
No, same thing. I felt similarly. I thought there was basically a gigantic box of cardboard terrain. It was such a weird packaging concept. It was, $160, and you open it up, and there's a few minis. a few bits, and then literal box of cardboard stairs and a cardboard arch and a cardboard platform, and it's like, what is this? Like, you know, so you're watching the app, and it'll animate boop, 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 a little, you know, stairs and an arch and a door, and you're like, okay, hold on, I gotta play Lego over here for a little while to build all this on the table. I found that annoying, honestly. Like, that got in the way. And you also are gonna feel like you bought a bunch of, you know, crap. I don't know. I didn't love it, no.
You don't say.
Are you sure? All right, I think I'm the only person who's played Bloodborne, the board game.
Yeah, I've not played it.
I don't think I played that, yeah.
And you're the only person who's played Bloodborne, the video game.
I did play a little bit.
I have not. Have you?
That game is like punch you in the face hard. Is the board game like that?
It's not as hard as that. I think they got some feedback on, you know, you want to do okay. I beat a game of Bloodborne, not all of them. It's interesting. It's plug and play. It's move around, fight monsters. It's very, very thinky. There's very little luck in the. I mean, there's a little bit of luck in the game, but it's much like I move here. You feel like every monster you meet is a boss. I felt. It's not quite true, but that's the way the game feels. I think that's the way it's supposed to feel, right?
Competitive or cooperative?
It's co-op.
Co-op.
Supposed to feel like what?
I think the video game Bloodborne is like every monster you meet is almost a boss-like thing.
Yeah,
every monster
you can die.
is.
Right, the idea is you can die to anybody, like the lowly, you know, walking skeleton or whatever will kill you. That's the idea.
Which is a real thing in real life. My son was asking me a couple days ago while I was screaming in Skyrim because these giant spiders were attacking me. He's like, they're not real. I was like, yeah, but if I was in a land and a spider the size of a dog came, I'm done. Like, if I was like going through a dungeon, like we're like a party of adventurers who walk in and a goblin runs up, throws a spear, I'd be like, and we're out. You know, I'm not going farther to find what new and unique horrors. Don't act like you would do it.
Oh, I would do it.
A spider?
I don't have a problem with spiders.
A spider the size of a dog?
I mean, anything the size of a dog.
If that door
Like,
opened right now and a
bunny the
spider
size
came
of a
in,
dog.
you both are on your own.
I'd jump on this table immediately, but
Yeah.
also anything the size of a dog would be freaky. Yeah.
Not a dog.
A dog the size of a dog is
that
terrifying.
You don't know that's running up to you.
Foaming at the mouth, being like, I just ate a spider. I mean, yes, that would be scary, Tom, especially if it spoke like I just did.
That's a very cultured dog. It sounded.
Hello, good sir. I just ate a spider. Anyway, I understand what you're saying. I don't like that in video games. I'm supposed to be the hero. I'm playing because I want to feel powerful. That game is silly hard. I know people out there are purists and they like that. They think it should be challenging. I disagree.
And you're still talking about the video game? Or
The video game is what I'm talking about now. So,
Just to be clear.
but I'm glad that they did not do a 1-to-1 with the board game from what you're saying. They kind of did that with the Cuphead game. But the Cuphead game is also very challenging, but so is the dice game.
Imperium Classics. This is a fairly complex deck builder civilization style game that I suspect one or more members of the Dice Tower will have on their top 10 list. We'll see. Here's one that will not show up on any of our lists. Mercado De Lisboa.
Boy.
Now, this one's interesting to me that it's so high up. It's 1,500. People have rated this. Not particularly high, 1957, but not particularly low either.
No.
That's pretty. This one, I think, was thrown in a Kickstarter from Eagle Griffin. And also it has the word Lisboa in it. This game is straight trash. It is terrible. When we played it, I was like, that's the game? You're like putting these little markets in rows and columns, and then suddenly the game's over at some point. The decision making is boring as all get out. I loathe this game.
I agree. This was one of the worst games I played this year. Yeah. This was terrible.
This felt like, and it might not have been. So I'm not trying to throw too much shade, but it felt like a cash grab. It felt like they were like, well, we know people like Lisboa, and people like this mechanism of Lisboa. I think Mike said it was like a mechanism of the bigger game.
I don't know.
And let's throw it together. And then I saw some reviews that said it was fantastic. It's possible they sent us a defective copy.
I almost feel like there's something missing in it. Like, where's the page of the rule book we're missing? It was that bad. So, I don't know. Can't like them all. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Garland Lights.
Hadrian's Wall. Why did those just fall?
I don't know.
They were like, no.
That was the ghost of Lisboa right there.
It was the ghost of a dog-sized spider. A dog-sized elephant would not be scary. I'd be like, oh, that's so cute. If a little elephant came in the room,
Well, it depends on what's it doing. Is it coming in like angry, stomping its feet?
well, it couldn't get us.
Oh,
How
my God.
adorable would that be? A cute little angry elephant.
A dog-sized brontosaurus would be cute.
Okay, but you wouldn't be comfortable with it coming in here angry.
Well, I didn't say it was angry.
always
all of them.
angry.
You
Any
go into
example,
like a
it's angry.
cave, you're going in to
It's
defeat
like if a
this.
sweet
It's not
spider
gonna
the
be
size
happy,
of
like,
a dog
hey,
walked in
buddy.
here
out.
wearing a cute little hat, that'd be okay, right?
Alrighty. Hadrian's Wall, the most complex roll and write I've ever played, or flip and write. I still liked it a lot, but
I have not played.
you will not.
Have you played?
I'm not. I want to
I do
play
what I
it.
want.
I just
Let's-
don't want
let's
to
start
learn it
there,
on my
okay?
own. So I want someone to teach it to me.
That wasn't
I'm
a.
lazy.
That was an imperative sentence.
No, you were like, you will not play. So oppressive.
Ooh, elephant-sized
I don't.
spider.
I have no interest in playing it, but I have heard very many good things.
Parks Nightfall expansion. I've not played this. I played Parks. I haven't played this expansion. Have
This
you?
is good. Yeah, I reviewed this. It's very good. It adds
Tell
just
me what
enough.
rating to put.
I don't know what I gave it, Tom.
Okay.
Come on. I don't know what I had for breakfast. This was it changes just enough to make it fresh and interesting, not so much that the original game loses its identity and flavor. So, yeah, absolutely. I think this is great. Gives you a little secondary board now. It allows you new actions. I'm trying to think of how that works. You can now stop in some places along the way, and instead of taking the thing that the tile would give you, you can go to the secondary board and take something special off of there. Yeah, it's neat.
Kemet Blood and Sand was the reprint of Kemet. So if you like Kemet, you like this. If you don't, you don't.
I wasn't a big fan of Kemet, and I would play this again because it's been a long time, and I think I only played it once or twice. I would try it.
Merchant's Cove.
Nah.
Now, there are some of us who love this game in the studio. I thought the idea of the game, each person has their own little board, their own little mini games they're playing. That's a cool concept. It's just that for me, those mini games and the overarching game weren't interesting. And I keep saying that, let's say, if this mini game and that game, if that was the whole game, if we all played the same character, would I like the game? And the answer is no. The fact that I can switch that game from game to game doesn't make it better.
Said game a lot.
I did. It did. Have you played it?
I have, yeah. I actually really enjoy this one.
Well,
I do.
You should check out Mercado De Lisboa.
it's a 6. I
really
don't think
enjoyed
it's a
this one.
bad game. It definitely is an amazing production.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, so you're playing your own game, forgetting that other people are playing a different game than you, because you don't really
Right,
interact
'cause,
that
yeah.
much. If everyone had the same thing, let's say you were all playing The Alchemist with the
Yes.
little marbles, why would I pick that over a better game with marbles?
Such as
What's the marble game?
like
Help me out
Crush
here.
Explosion
Yes,
or something?
thank you.
Okay. I don't know. I really like the mechanism of it's such a small piece. I get that, but it's still. I think it's interesting with the filling up the boats, and you want to fill up the ones to bring to get it to the right pier for what the things that you.
Yeah, I
build.
actually
I really
dislike
like
that
Really,
aspect.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, 'cause it's a little bit of. I guess push your luck maybe, because you really want to get it there, but somebody else can get in there first. I really enjoy this game. I think highly of it.
Yeah, I found it
I
too
think it's-
mechanical. I thought
Okay.
it was too transparent. The different characters was like, this is the dice manipulation one. This is the deck building one.
Right.
Do you feel
This
like
is
some of the
like,
characters were
okay.
better than others?
I haven't played them all, so I can't say that. I played 2.
Yeah, but you played against some of them.
Yeah.
Like
So I feel like when I was playing the game, I thought that, but then I was always surprised by our scores at the end. And I think
No. I
that's-
don't mean
so that's
them
what I'm saying,
better.
like-
I think some are more fun to play than
Oh,
others.
absolutely. But I mean, isn't that anything with personal taste?
No, I think some are objectively more boring.
Okay.
Like, I have yet to see anyone think that the armor one, the dice one, I have yet to
the,
see anyone
the
say that that one
blacksmith.
was the most fun one,
Okay.
because it's really kind of mundane.
I could see that. I mean, I didn't hate that one. I enjoyed it.
You played as that character?
I have played that character.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then I...
But I see your point, because when I was playing it, I was like, what are you doing? I want.
Yeah, you got,
know what I
you
mean?
got
I'm like, and so-
marbles!
That's
but
what I was
wasn't-
doing.
Yeah. But I wasn't like disappointed I was that character. But I can see. I mean, to your point, I can see how other ones would be. But I think that's anything with taste. You know, someone is going to like it, I'm sure.
Your mic is falling.
Oh, there it goes. Sorry for the noise. There we go.
Codex Naturales. I've not played this one. Have you?
I played this and I reviewed this, yeah. Yeah, it's a little card game, very tiny little cards, and then you are laying them out in a grid pattern, trying to complete spells, I think it was. So you play out a card, the corners show like a leaf and a little fox or something, and the next card you play has to go on a matching corner, so the little fox will go on the little fox, something like that. It's been a while. Yeah, it's good. I liked it. I forget what I gave it, but it was like a 7 or a 7.5. It's neat, well put together. It comes in a little tin box. That's the only thing that I was like, eh. But I enjoyed it, and it's got great artwork in it. Good stuff, little stocking stuffer.
Zombicide 2nd edition. This again was a Kickstarter project, so again, it's going to get a lot of ratings because of that.
Yup.
You're the only person who's actually played the 2nd edition, although from what you're saying, I feel like I have played it, having played Black Plague.
It is incremental improvements on all these games, right? Every one of them sort of changes a couple of rules. So if you're coming from Zombicide, Zombicide 2nd edition is a huge leap forward. It is, right? Assuming you've ignored all the other ones in between. If you have not, then yes, it's not particularly a big jump. And I thought there were some issues with it still. For a very modern game, they were doing some things that seemed stuck in the past, that I thought this was your chance to update some of these, and you didn't. Why wouldn't you have done that if this is a clean break, you know? But overall, amazing production, and it's a good game. I thought it was way better than some of the earlier ones.
Have you played any of the Zombicides?
Yeah, I played Black Plague. So
Yeah.
so when I played.
That one
Is that the one
seems
that's
to
the most
be
similar?
more popular.
No, I don't think it's the most similar to that. I mean, I don't know. Again, the little
Okay,
changes between
yeah.
them are so close. I thought this was ultimately probably a better game than Black Plague. I think it's faster.
Okay.
I think it's a little punchier, sort of gets to it a little more quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carnegie, I'm still hesitant to call this a 2021 game since I don't believe a lot of people have gotten it yet. But maybe it is. We have not seen a copy of this yet. This was Kickstarted. Oh, you played it?
No. I remember hearing about it, but I didn't know it was out yet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Carnegie?
Bullet Heart.
Bullet Heart.
Pretty soon having the expansion / standalone game Bullet Star.
Bullet Star. Vin Diesel stars in Bullet Heart.
So this is essentially a puzzle game where it's like these discs are falling down and then you have to like get them in different patterns to get rid of them before more fall down, and you're like shooting them at other people's thing.
So you said expansion / standalone. Is it both?
I
Like, what do you mean by that?
think Bullet Star will be like some more characters, but you can mix them with the first game.
Oh, got it. Okay, I see. Okay.
My kids really liked it. They liked it more than I did. I liked it fine, but I don't know that I love the theming of it. But my kids were like, "Oh, it's anime. It's fantastic." It even comes with soundtracks you can play, which they thought was amazing. And I thought,
There's the soundtrack?
well, because it's 2 minutes that you play. There's like a real-time thing because you have these different cards and move
You
stuff
like
around.
that.
You might like it, right?
I
It's a
like
2-minute
it.
puzzle, but
I mean,
you
that's
can
what
use
like
it.
makes Project Elite. You know, when it has that background music in the app, you're like, oh.
Right.
Like, oh
I
no.
like Project Elite.
Oh,
and
you do
I
like it.
love
I feel like I
Bullet
just jumped
Heart.
into a fight. So.
No. That's how you do it. You got to pit one of us against the other. That's how I work. I liked it, but no. So instead of a timer, they have a soundtrack for each of the characters.
Oh.
That is 2 minutes.
Yes, it's very anime. It might be 3. I can't remember, but it's whatever the time limit is. It's very anime style. My kids are like, "This is amazing,"
That makes sense.
and it has backstories. Every character is a female, so they like that too. So they were all about this theming.
Cool.
It does say space heroines defend planet Earth in falling block battles. That's pretty much the theme. So, you know. All right, Ticket to Ride, expensive edition.
I haven't played this one, but I assume...
Well, you have.
Sure. I haven't played this printing of it. I do like Ticket to Ride Europe quite a bit. It's one of my favorites. And this is the same thing they did for the first one, right? For Ticket to Ride in the USA map. I'm sure it's a nice production, right? You've got one in the library, I assume.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's hard to justify the price. It really is. I don't think Ticket to Ride is a bad-looking game anyway. You can get pink trains for it now. Did you know that?
Yeah. The ones I have the ones that are the little, the milk ones. You seen those? You have those.
I do have those.
Like little milk trucks?
Yeah.
We have an extra box somewhere of them, I think.
I don't know. If I find them first,
I might have got your hopes up now that we don't have them.
It's on.
All right. Rocket Men. Martin Wallace game.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long
No one's played it?
time.
I have.
Oh.
Rocket
I have.
Man.
Yeah, but you're not like raving about it.
I know.
It wasn't very impressive?
I was not impressed at all. I have zero desire to ever play that again.
Ooh.
I did not like it at all.
Put a 3 right there.
I can do it for you.
No, that's not. All right, Dominant Species Marine, the sequel to Dominant Species. You're gonna like it if you played if you like the first one. Although I have met people who will argue over that point because there are a lot of major differences.
Okay.
And you liked it all right, it looks like.
I did. It's a little long for what it is. I think I would give it a higher rating if it was a 2-hour game.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the first box that's come across our list because this literally is a box with.
This is weird that this has its own entry on BGG. Is there gameplay content in this? Could you call this an expansion?
In the loosest sense, there's a pack of extra cards.
Okay.
Like 17 cards or something like that.
Okay, well, packs of cards do have their own entries on BGG, so fine.
Yeah, if you noticed, I said, I'm glad I have this. It was my review. I said, I'm glad I have it, but I don't know that I would buy it, if that makes sense. Everything fit
Okay.
inside, but, nah. Railroad Ink. Lush Green Edition. Same as the blue and red ones. Not really.
Not quite. It's the same as the yellow. Yeah. So they came out with Railroad. This is different from the last one. Railroad Ink. Red, Railroad Ink, blue. Now it's Railroad Ink Challenge, green and yellow. The original game I thought had a lot of overhead. Like in a round, you roll dice, and then you've got to make right faces and take special abilities and all this stuff without touching these dice because everyone's using them. So there's a lot of downtime. You have to keep track of which dice you've already used. It's a lumbering roll and write. And they doubled down on that for the challenge ones. There's more to do. There's more special abilities. Now some little squares give you extra faces you can put on there. We played this live, actually, so you can go check that out. But it is gear grindy. It's sort of very slow. After 3 minutes, you kind of look up and go, is everybody done? Are we ready to roll again here? It's that kind of roll and write. Not my favorite style.
Well, green is obviously better than yellow because I don't see yellow on the list yet.
They do have a little expansion in there that is slightly different. That would be the reason to own multiples of these, and I guess people like the green one better. Yeah, I don't know.
Haha, yellow's bound. Okay.
Yellow.
Let's move a little quicker. Tiny Epic
misunderstood.
Pirates. The other guys have played that
I
one.
haven't played it yet.
Imperium Legends, same as Imperium Classic, except this is like fake races, or at least legendary races. Unfathomable was the follow-up and basically redone version of Battlestar Galactica. We still have not done a review or anything on this because we're debating on how to do it. I haven't put a rating in here
I
yet.
think overall they did a good job on this.
Do you have a rating in your head, though? I don't yet. That's my
Me
thing.
neither. Yeah, I don't know. I do wish it was shorter. I think
So
they
do you
could have.
think you don't have a rating, so you don't want to play it again, but you don't want, or you need to play it again, but you don't want to play it again?
That is exactly
That-
where I'm at.
Okay.
I feel like I need to play it again, but I don't want to.
I want to. It's not that I don't want to. It's a daunting thing.
Yeah.
It's a long, fairly involved game.
Well, the last play was
length being the main
Really
issue.
long, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to make sure I cut out 3 hours for this because I do want to try it again. I just have to play it. Need the time.
Dinosaur World, which you may have heard us mention once or twice over the course of the year to follow up the Dinosaur Island. Have you played that one? It's
I've
a
not.
gigantic table presence. That's that actually is the one thing keeping me from playing this more, I think. The
That
fact
it's so
that
big, it does take
takes
up
up
the
so
whole.
much space.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Summon of War 2nd Edition, one of the greatest games ever made. 2nd Edition. Oh, I have the 2-player version of that. I need to play that.
The one that just came out, yeah.
I was going to play it last night.
You know what's nice? It comes with more dice in there, so that means now you have, just by getting the 2 extra factions, you've got more dice.
I always add my own dice. I have dice that match
You
the
make your own
factions.
dice?
I don't make, not yet.
Wow.
Overboss. I'll talk about that one more next week a bit. This is from Boss Monster, but it has nothing to do with Boss Monster other than theme. It's basically a tile laying game. Very good.
Okay.
Z played Adventures of Robin Hood.
Did you play this? Somebody took it after I was done. No, Chris, I think,
I
took
think
it.
Chris took it. He was going
I
to
don't
try
think
it
he's
with his...
played it yet. Yeah.
I'm thinking
with
about
his
playing it with
family.
my kids. Do you think
Right.
my kids would like it?
Yeah, I think I think it would work with kids. I think the writing was pretty weak. I thought the game I thought was innovative, and that was its biggest strength. Does that translate to a fun experience? That's debatable, right? But yeah, if you intend to play with children, like a mixed age group, I would try it. Yeah.
Happy City. I'm surprised this one has had as many ratings as it has. They must have got some penetration. This one's out there. It's a very little. Well, it says build your own cute city with one goal, happiness. That's pretty much the game.
Aw. This is from Game Right,
I've never even heard of it.
right?
Yeah, it's really light. It's almost float away light, where you are collecting cards and building a little city, and you're trying to get the most happiness in that city. But it sounds like a big, epic engine builder, but it's really small.
Is it a kids game?
It could be.
Okay, it could be, but it wasn't specifically targeted for that. Okay.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, they're not marketing it as a kids game, but I would
I mean,
be
are they
hesitant.
marketing? I haven't even heard of it.
Well, this is a
Because-
mass market. It's gonna Game Right manages to get their games
okay.
into mass. Not Game Right. Is it
Got it.
Game Right? Yeah, it's Game Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's game right. You said that. Yeah.
Seven Wonders Architects. This one surprised a lot of people because it's not Seven Wonders. It's a very light drafting game. Might be too light for some people.
I could see that. I think a lot of people are going to go into this expecting Seven Wonders, something or other, or maybe an expansion.
If you notice, it's ranked
Right.
2350.
Yeah.
I think it's not higher because of
And
that.
it is a different game. It is very light. I also thought it was a great game.
I really, really liked it
Yeah.
as well. I think
Very
for,
light.
for what it.
Very light.
Did what it
25
went to, yeah.
minutes. And, quick turns. But they knocked it out of the park.
Right. I agree. I really liked it.
Chris said his 6-year-old plays Happy City. But he also said
okay.
his 6-year-old plays Maglev Metro, Agropolis, and Lawyer Up too.
Yeah. He was playing Unfathomable with
Betraying your dad at the age of 6.
I was an elder thing all along, Daddy.
That's pretty dark. Alrighty, so as we zoom through here now,
Okay, what do we got?
we got a train game from Ted Alsbach. Well, no, from Bezzy. I don't think Ted designed it.
Maglev Metro, you like it a lot, yeah.
Agropolis to follow the Sprawlopolis. Pretty much the same game.
Yeah,
Lawyer Up, a 2-player lawyer game.
you like that.
I did. Witchstone, the first big box game from Reiner Knizia in a long time.
I don't think I played that. Yeah, I don't think I played that.
It feels like a Feld game. It's very point salady.
It looks like a Feld game, too. Because it's got that Hulk and Friends look.
Yeah. Rolling Realms, which... Did you play Rolling Realms?
No, Mike, I think.
Did you play Rolling Realms?
I've not. I think it was Mike and Chris that
The
played it.
theme of this one bugs me. I don't know if I'm right to be bugged by this theme or not. The fact that you are playing a roll and write game based on other games from... Well, not just him, but like other games from other companies now, too. I don't know. That's very meta. I don't know if I love that.
It's a real big wink, and I sometimes don't want it to be so obvious that you are winking at your audience, I guess.
Virgo Brothers 2, I believe only Mike played that?
So do we have that?
Yes, it's in the
Okay, I
library.
didn't know that. Okay. Oh.
If you open the box,
Okay.
so
It
it's
came in,
the
yeah.
responsibility's on you to close that box after you open it.
Ooh.
The box is not a good
Okay.
box. It's a... Did you see it?
It's one
Like,
of the things that was selling it ends up being the second layer or the second level, so you end up.
I don't love it.
Really, it doesn't work well.
Sometimes
Okay, I
the
haven't
game
played
doesn't need to be clever in that regard.
Yeah.
Did you like the first one?
I did. Yeah. So I was really excited to play that one.
Korra, not Korra Quest, but Korra Rise of an Empire.
You played that, right?
I did. Did you? Were you in that game? No, it was Chris and Wendy. Was
Yeah, that was Wendy.
Unsettled. We had some very differing opinions on that. I'd like to point out that now that we're without Chris and Mike, that Z agreed with me.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a bloated thing. It seems to be the.
You liked it a lot, though.
I did.
I think the general consensus, or the general sort of flow of these style of games is we want to be different from things in the past, so more. Oh, there's an area over here where we could print a chart, print it on there, and give people 3 more choices. Oh, there's a possibility for exploration to take 7 steps, make it 8 steps. That, I think it's just games become bloated and bloated and bloated for the mere necessity of being distinct. This is one of those games. And I think...
I like to take a step back from my agreeing with Z here. Like, that's not my problem with the game.
Well, again, it's like, I don't necessarily mean that this game is like the most complicated game ever. I just think that starts to compound after you play a lot of games. And you start getting to a point where you go, why couldn't you cut this? I also thought my biggest issue was really just forgetting I had abilities. I hate a game that as I'm playing and I take a turn, I realize, oh, I did something stupid. Merely because I forgot to check my 15 possible things in front of me.
Because you have your cards down there that you've...
It's just too much
whatever.
stuff. If I'm constantly going like, oh, wait, let me take that back.
Right.
I dislike that. Then you're giving me too many things to think about. You're making this work.
Right. Maybe I never had that problem because I don't think I ever had very much stuff. I had just a couple to balance. What?
No, I'm enjoying this.
I just had a couple to balance, and so I didn't have that problem. So I don't know if we had... Maybe we played different planets or something.
Maybe I'm
but
dumber.
I,
How about that?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I thought we were leading into here.
I had no problem managing it at all. It was very clean, concise. No. So no, I didn't have that problem at all. I think what I really enjoyed, and I've said it once, I'll keep saying it, I love the integration of the theme. The writing is so good in this. It's that tongue-in-cheek, like it's just
like
good.
Okay.
It was really funny, really well done, and I think it just played well into that.
Okay.
So I think the mechanisms, you talked earlier about like you just saw in Merchant's Cove how you just saw the mechanisms. I feel like that wasn't in this. I really felt the theme in the mechanisms.
Okay.
It hit it, and so that really sold it for me. I like this one a lot.
If there's one company that is on fire in 2021, like in a good way,
Burnt Island Games.
it is Capstone Games. They are just pumping out games, and unlike a lot of companies who pump out games, they're being fairly well received.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies that shoot a lot of stuff at the wall. Stronghold, WizKids, and there's a lot of garbage in there. Not a lot of garbage coming from Capstone. And they also are hitting the gambit of games. I mean, look at these 3 games here. Juicy Fruits, very slide fruits around, slide tiles around to get fruits, pick them up, deliver, very a welcoming jump into game. Rift Force, which is a 2-player
battling game.
And then Coffee Traders, which is a heavy euro, and they managed to make their games look good.
Yes.
All 3 of those games look fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. Good production. Yeah.
Those are all Capstone games. Otherwise,
I believe so. Yeah.
My analogy. You guys have any thoughts on these 3?
I've only played Rift Force. I thought it was okay. You liked it more than I did.
I liked it much more than Z did. In fact, I'll be redoing his review next week.
I'm okay with that. There's a precedent for that.
All right, let's see.
Genotype.
That's a remade, a science game. Sorry.
It's not remade, is it?
No, I was combining 2 statements.
Oh, okay.
Steampunk Rally's the remade one.
Okay, right.
It's a sequel, kind of, right?
Mandala Stones, this one, this is from Board and Dice, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to make their own Azul.
Yeah, I guess so. That again, there's an area there that right now everybody seems to be rushing into, right? The garden and the cute bees kind of area, and then this Azul area is a big part of it. I liked it more than you did.
What are you at, a 6?
Yeah, it was okay.
That's how I'd probably be higher than a 6, but I don't know, maybe much higher. I enjoyed it, and I will always be down to play it, but I won't seek out the opportunity either.
Sure.
That's how I felt about it.
I'd rather play Azul. I know they're not the same game,
I think
but
I'd play this over Azul.
That's strong words. Now, this next game, I'm going to make the prediction, has 634 ratings, but I'm going to say that within a year or 2, this will shoot up to be one of the most rated games. Because I think this game is just so... Once you play it, you're going to say, oh, I can play this with anybody. It's a very simple game. It's a follow-up to Just One. It's not as easy to play as Just One.
Right.
but it's still pretty easy to play. It's more of an experiential game, and I've seen this game played so much over the past months, and I think with con season coming back in, I can see this. If Repos hasn't been at a con, I think, yet, or if they have, once this game gets out there more, I think it will be better.
Yeah, this feels to me. I played.
It should be too. It's
technically,
good.
I played a little bit. I experienced it a little tiny bit. I actually haven't sat down and played a whole thing of it, but yeah, it feels kind of like between Just One and Code Names, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a little quieter.
Good, yeah.
It's a little quieter than Just One.
Yep.
Like a little more thoughtful, but not as, in my experience, not as sort of like sit there and just stare at stuff as Code Names.
Right. I think that's good to put it there. And I think I like this. I don't tend to like a lot of word games because they make me feel stupid, and I never felt like that in this one. It really did. You feel clever when you get it, rather than stupid when you don't. You know, and so I
So
don't know.
clever.
Yeah, see, yeah, they did well there. Oh dear, he just got it.
Well, you know, you were talking about the quiet. In So Clover, there is a quiet part, but everyone's working on their own boards. You're not sitting there waiting for someone.
Yeah.
Everyone works on their boards. You're done, and at that point, there's no more quiet because everyone's sitting there going, "Wow, I think Z would have done this." And you're like, "Would he be that kind of idiot?" And I'd be like, "Yes, of course."
I did find myself when they were doing my puzzle having to physically walk away, like not being able to give clues with my face and stuff. Like I really struggled with
We
that
had one
part.
guy
That's a
in our
personality
play group.
problem.
We have one guy in our play group who can't do it. I was like turning to Carney, who's like, like you can't do that. Alrighty, Cryo got a lot of praise at the beginning of the year. Really nice components. I haven't heard much about it since.
I think this one, much like the cover, just plummeted. They came out and it was gone, right?
But it came out height of COVID too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a good game.
Excavation Earth. I was just talking to someone about this last night who's told me it was one of their favorite games of the year. Someone in our game group was telling me how much they liked it. Then they apologized to me, and I'm like, you don't need to apologize because I don't like that. I didn't like this at all. I felt it was too much work to play through. But I suspect there was other opinions.
Okay.
You would hate it on a plate.
Okay. I'm not interested, so.
It's economics. I'm not sure you would like it.
Oh, yeah.
Bristol 1350. Bonnie was trying to get me to play this a lot at
She kept talking about it at the retreat.
the retreat,
She did.
and I never did end up playing it. But the people who played it seem to have a great time. It's another social deduction
Social
game.
deduction, isn't it? That's what I thought. Yeah.
PAX Renaissance, fairly in-depth. Stardew Valley is the biggest surprise of the year in the sense of they announced it and it was ready for pre-order and you could buy it that week. I don't think we've seen that in a long time. That was a really big deal.
Like it came out of nowhere and suddenly, bam, you can buy a game about Stardew Valley, like a board game.
They didn't kickstart it. It was like you can buy it, and it's. We were at the Quartermaster Logistics warehouse, and we were asking him like, "Have you ever had to like keep something secret that you had?" And he was telling us that they had this there, but they weren't allowed to tell anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and that was kind of neat. The game itself was a little disappointing for me. You liked it more than I did.
I did not think it was disappointing. It's specifically, responding to that word, I did not find it disappointing.
You had no expectations.
I expected it to be terrible.
Okay, so then
right? I mean, it's a board game.
Expectations.
Well, I think the video game.
Same thing.
The video game is great, very addictive. It's addicting. It's very good. The board game, it's not that I expected it to be terrible. That's hyperbole. I didn't think it would be very competent. I wasn't sure what kind of background these people were bringing to this. Are they coming at this with like they've played Monopoly and the Game of Life, so they're doing Stardew Valley? That was not the case. There's a lot of luck in the game. I don't think it's the most innovative, like modern board game there is, but there's a lot of modern ideas in this game. I did enjoy it, but I went into it expecting not a Feld.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think anyone was expecting that.
I think Mike DeLisio wanted an Uberbeck / Feld. Yes, he did. He told me so. But he's a big Unsettled fan, and, what can you do?
So, all right, let's zoom here a little bit.
Don't skip Brew, baby. I like Brew.
All right. After the Empire, I like that.
You can skip that. That's
all
okay.
Right.
I don't know.
Flourish. I've not played Flourish yet. You have. Should I? You didn't like it? Did you put it?
No, I have not.
Flourish was...
Is Cartographer Heroes out yet?
Sure, why not? If you want it to be.
We didn't get it. I haven't seen this at all.
It's not out yet,
No,
then.
I feel like I've seen it being delivered, like just
Oh, it's
barely
out then, yeah.
starting to be delivered
Huh.
from Kickstarter. I think. Either that or people are just getting shipping or something like that, but I did see a little buzz about it.
Kabuto Sumo. Chris likes this one a lot. Chronicles of Crime. Great. You like this too. Have you
Yeah.
played this one? You played
how about-
1400.
I did play
You get a
1400.
dog. So cute.
Not this
1400
one.
you
That's
get the
1400.
dog, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 1400.
This one
Yeah,
is
no,
the
no,
one that's
I haven't done
closest to an escape room.
Okay, this
I don't
So
think
you
I
haven't
play
played
through
this one
it,
yet.
and they'll give you a puzzle you need to solve type thing.
I like all these, man. You'd have to really try hard to mess this up for me. I assume I'll like this. I like them all.
Yeah.
Jekyll vs. Hyde. I haven't played that.
Played that, reviewed that. It's a 2-player trick-taking game.
Okay. Botanic?
Botanic, I reviewed
Botanic?
that.
I hate to cover this so much.
It's creepy. Is it freaky
Yeah.
for you? I like it a lot. I thought this was one of the best 2-player games this year.
You like the cover or you like the game? Or both?
I like the cover's fine. I like the game. I
Cover's
think
not fine.
it's a weird style. I don't dislike
think
it.
it's very stylistic, yeah.
It's a really interesting tile laying game. It's actually kind of, in a weird roundabout way, it kind of feels like Lost City's the tile game, Tom. You might like it.
But I don't like Lost City's the board game.
Okay.
Street Fighter the miniature game, very big disappointment here in this one.
You were expecting Mortal Kombat.
No, because of these humongous, great miniatures. But it's basically just, you have a deck of cards and you go up to the other person and punch them in the face. Not a lot of
Oh.
strategy
Okay.
there. Waste Knights. Yeah, let me give this a rating here.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
It's fine. I wanted to like this more than I did. This has a feeling of it's trying to be like Sleeping Gods, actually. As a book,
Oh.
you go around, you find things. It's in the post-apocalyptic future. It's really hard, and it's crazy random. Like, you're driving through the desert,
It is.
Okay.
and you might find,
All right.
like, some guys who try to steal your bike, or you might find a whole army or a giant sandworm that just eats you or something.
Yeah.
It's really, and it's basically, I felt each turn was, do you want a bad thing to happen or a different bad thing? Like, I want to go here. Okay, well, every time you move, there's a chance something bad will happen to you. Okay, then I don't want to move. Well, then something bad's definitely happening to you. I'm like, all right, fine.
You
Just,
gotta move, though. You gotta go places.
I know
in the
you
game.
do, but then like, every spot you move over, there's all this dangerous spots out there, and it's like, oh, my word.
I've played a little bit of it. I like it more than you do. I need to play it more, though. I like the setting. You know that. I'm a sucker for this kind of setting. But it does feel a little bit like the poor man's clunkier Sleeping Gods. I find it kind of
Interesting.
charming.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I
Also,
can
because I
see
was
that.
somewhat aware of the first Waste Knights. And that was a hot mess. And they took it, they retooled basically everything. The first game isn't even like a story-driven game from what I remember. So they took it and basically Ryan Lockett it, you know? So they made it the story-driven thing.
Ryan Lockett.
And now I
never-
find it, yes, a little clunky. Some rules could have been smoothed out, but I like it more than you do.
Trails was in Target, the sequel to Parks, sort of.
Kind of like smaller sibling, right?
But they're very different games.
They are.
The Initiative, this is from a new company, Corey Kineski's company. Anyone here play that? Did you ever end up playing it?
Yeah, we played a decent amount of it at home.
Oh, I didn't know you had gotten it. You're going to re-review it?
No, I don't do that.
Have you played The Initiative?
I
I'm not,
respect
no.
my fellow reviewers.
What do you think of it so far?
Yeah, good. I think this one was unfortunately the victim of a lot of hype. I think a lot of hype went into this. Corey Kineski, very well respected designer of usually complex, heavy, raw Fantasy Flight games, has gone off, started his own company. The Initiative is basically a very light family game. It's gonna get smacked down by people who play it and go, really? This is the game? I went into it already having felt that sort of backlash, so no expectations or very low expectations. This is cute. This is really well put together.
Here's the thing. It's 2 games, though, and I like one of the games much more than the other.
What are the 2 games? Like,
The one game is a card management, move around, find tokens game.
I like that game, yeah.
That's the one I'm not as big of a fan of. I feel like that's a
Super
weak
light.
version.
It's a super light game, yeah.
The other one is figure out a code. I love that. Like, basically you're playing Wheel of Fortune. But in different ways. Sometimes it's a code or a backwards or whatever. I find that part to be really interesting, and I almost kind of wish the rest of the game had been shuttled aside.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no, I like it.
The Great Wall, Giant Awakened Realms game. Look! Yellow is so far below green.
Yellow's basically garbage.
Pax Viking, more Disney Villainous.
Oh boy, Roy's about to break in here when you show Marvel Champions.
Simon Kane, we still have not played this.
Is that out technically?
I guess so. I've read the rules to it
Okay.
multiple times. So in Solomon Kane, since Solomon Kane is the hero, you all play. There's just one Solomon Kane, and he's running around, and you are different virtues who guide him.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, he's
Like
the
you're
protagonist, and you are all working together to guide
You don't
him.
play him.
No, you're not cool enough for that. But you are one of the virtues who guides
Seem
him.
very targeted. Okay.
Let me rephrase that. No, I can't. That's good. I'm satisfied with the way it was.
You liked it the first time. It was fine the first time. That does seem a little weird. I wonder if that removes some theme, you know? If you don't feel connected to it.
It's a very big rule book. There's a lot going on. And then there's these other books. The box, if you feel it's super heavy because there's all these books to go through for these adventures.
Okay.
And that part sounds neat. There's like adventures and this and that. But it's a lot. I keep meaning to just one day say, all right, we're playing Solomon Kane.
Yeah.
This one is surprising me, this Carcassonne 20th Anniversary Edition, that it has this many ratings, 490 already, considering like we literally just got it last week. And I know it's not been widely available, unless it was in Europe, or if people are just rating it because they know Carcassonne.
Well, it's coming out now, yeah. I think it's been available for a couple of weeks or a few weeks. It's very pretty. I think they did a nice job with the production of it. It's Carcassonne, though.
Ark Nova, just played this again yesterday.
You rated that a 10?
I know. Radlands, we have not got this one yet, so that saddens you because you're interested in it.
It's in the mail.
Is it?
It is in the mail.
All right.
I backed it, so.
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Llama Land, Shamans.
I need to play that. Llama Land I need to play.
This one we way back in the day, me and Z reviewed Clash and Cultures, and we gave it a decent rating. We said it's decent.
And we were murdered.
Eviscerated. Because we did not say it was amazing. We just said it was decent. So
Heaven forbid you have an opinion.
we don't have any of those here in the Dust Tower.
I actively avoid opinions.
Idiot. But
I have no opinion about that.
until the camera's off. Anyway, this is a new version of it. I haven't played it, but I heard it's like 3-4 hours now, and so that's keeping me.
As opposed to what?
It was a couple of hours back in the day, maybe, or 2.5.
I don't remember it being 3 to 4 hours.
So they lengthened it?
It's the Monumental Edition.
Oh, I see what
No,
they
I think
did
it's just a
there.
bigger production. It might be about the same length, honestly, and it's just
And maybe
been
we're
many
just forgetting.
years. Yeah.
But they played it at Dice Tower Retreat. They were playing 2 games simultaneously, and one took like 6 hours. I remember, and those were guys who knew the game.
They played multiple games of it too. I know, because
It was.
yeah.
Now, Nanga Parbat, I have an opinion on,
And?
and I'm going to keep it to myself.
Okay.
I reviewed it.
Until next week? Oh, okay.
Whale Riders.
I love Whale Riders.
Was this the one I played? What was the little
No,
one?
that's Whale Riders, the card game.
Oh, I hated
was
that.
a rethemed old game that they threw into this Kickstarter. This is a new game.
I mic today.
Yes, Vomitus.
Really
Yes.
with it.
But Whale Riders, the card game was, nothing to write home about. The board game, this, I thought was, like, it really surprised me. I thought it was a great little board game. Have you played this?
I've not.
You like Euro games and that kind
I do.
of fairly light-ish Euro game. This is good
light
stuff.
to medium euros.
What are you rating it 5 times? Oh, hi. The Fate of the Nosotros.
I didn't like it as much as I know that several people who played it. Were you in that game when
I
they played it
wasn't.
live? I know several
Nope.
people liked it. It just didn't do anything for me. I'm not a huge Alien fan though, so that's part of it. Boon Lake is one I'd like to play. This is a big giant. This is a new Pfister game, Alexander Pfister. Chronicles of Drenagar, Dungeon Crawl, Mini Express. Have anyone here played that?
No, I don't think so. Mini
You-
Express? No.
You even played Tinner's Trail? I'm surprised by that.
I have not played the new one.
Okay,
I played it when it
that's fair.
came back
Okay.
way in a day. Martin Wallace is kind of... He's faded for me a bit.
Okay.
So I just haven't had the... When I saw that Chris was playing, I was like, yeah, you play it. Did you play it?
I did play it, yeah.
And tell me what's right.
It was it was too random for me. It's like it tried to be economic Euro, but then was just so random with when you turn it over to find out what that tile is. It did not mesh well. Those two mechanisms. I did not. I think I had to in my mind think of it like party game. This is light. This is fun. Oh, yay! It's random. I got did not get a good turn. Like I had to have that mindset to enjoy it.
I don't think Martin Wallace intended
And
that.
so, no, I don't think so. And I think that's why but I had to, in order to not despise playing the game, I had to like keep that in mind that like, it's okay.
8 out of 10.
Whoops. Oh, I got screwed over. No,
Party game of the year is what I'm hearing.
No, it's, to be clear, it is not. But that's
Put
what I had
this
to
on the top
You're
party games of the
misunderstanding
year.
me. No, it's not a party game, but that's like emotionally what I had to keep in mind. Like that mindset of it being like, it doesn't really matter what happened. Like I had to keep that in mind to not be enraged.
Do you take out loans in the game?
No.
Okay, maybe I'll like it.
Dice Miner is one I know that I'm very different than many people. A lot of people. We were at a convention, me and Z, and I was like, why do people keep playing this garbage game?
I played it there. I played it there at the convention, and I played without him. So just in case people are like, oh, groupthink. I was also very disappointed. This wasn't like Mercado De Lisboa disappointment, but because it was so gorgeously produced, that also hurt.
It's really nice.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
And I play it, I'm like, where's the game? I'm kind of like, what happened here? I might rate it lower than that, Tom.
Okay. Gorento abstract game. Roll camera. I've not played this one. You have.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played this one, Camilla?
I've not, no.
We should play this at some point because
Okay.
I distrust these guys' opinion of it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Talking about Mike, right? Or am I included in that?
100%. Mike.
Good.
All right. Summer Camp. This was kind of a surprise, too, that this was in Target. Very popular, welcoming style game. Deck building.
Yeah.
Here's one of the prettiest games of the year. Have you played it?
I've not played it, but I've looked at it
It's nice. We
a
just
couple
look
times.
at it.
It's really pretty.
That's what I do with a lot of games. Let's just look at
Just
them.
look at them.
You can. We're out there. It's like a museum of beauty. And a lot of really ugly games in it. Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. I have not played the new version yet. I need to get this on my plate. I mean, I played the first one, so.
I haven't played the first one either.
Yeah, I don't think you'll like it.
But there's moo cows in it.
There is. Fun Fair.
Moo moo cows? As opposed to.
He always says that.
Oh, okay. Moo moo cows.
Cows. Moo cows.
Yeah, I know what a cow is.
I don't think
I
I've
know
ever
they
heard
move,
Z
but-
say the word cow by itself.
Cow. Moo moo cow.
All right, Dinosaur Island, Roar and Right. I know you played this one. I saw you playing it.
You did indeed. I played with Mike. Yeah, this was a little bloated for me, but interesting. I think I liked it more than I liked the board game. But
Dinosaur Island or Dinosaur World?
Dinosaur, both. I mean,
Okay.
Oh. It's your favorite of three.
There you go. That's
I think
the first.
so, but I still wasn't like, oh, yes, you gotta get this for me,
Did this page stop loading?
No, that might be as many as it takes, right?
No, it stopped loading. Because at the bottom it should say something to the effect of, like, next.
I think it's on the right-hand side. It's
Yeah, isn't it
underneath
hidden
the
behind the
comments.
text box there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Cat. Get good at this.
All right, well, we're not going to go through everything.
Let's just go through it quickly.
Stop when
Let's
you want to
see.
talk about something.
Okay, hold on. Slow it down, son. Mind management looks terrible, folks. I don't know. I don't get the artwork fixation. Damia was a disappointment. And it was had a potential to be such a cool post-apocalyptic thing.
I liked it. This one's a surprise that, well, this wasn't a surprise. This one here, I just want to say we were right. No, because
I like that, baby.
Stop just for
I'll
that?
stop you
Alright,
next time.
okay,
I just
yeah.
want to say I'm right. Here we go.
No, listen. So we played this. This is a sequel to
It's a remake of Elder Sign with an X-Men theme.
Right. And when we played this,
I barfed.
we had not yet been vaccinated. We were not all together. I think we all played it separately.
Yeah.
And we all hated it. This is like the very opposite. We got accused of so much groupthink in this one, but none of us played it together.
Individually played.
No.
Interesting.
Nobody played this
Huh.
together, yeah.
And it's wow. This isn't a Dice Tower library. Why? It's because it has X-Men on it.
Right, yeah.
It's a cool theme, but it did not improve anything about Elder Sign in any way, I thought.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I want to play Messina, but it's not out yet. Oh no, it's not. It's out. We just haven't got a copy yet. Golem, Z's favorite game. You haven't played it, right?
No. Coco Pally,
Look at that. I gave it a lower rating than you.
I thought it was okay. What do we got? Okay.
I haven't rated that one yet. That's an 8.
Ooh.
So you enjoyed that, yeah.
Let's see. Haven't played that stuff. Just played Canopy, Tom, yeah?
Oh yeah. What should I give it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a 7 for now, but it might go up.
Okay.
Sea of Legends is 7. I'm surprised.
Have you played it?
I have.
That's
And
one I want to play because
I
you
like it a
said
lot.
you really like it.
When did you
I
play
like
it?
Like the first time?
Yeah, like the timing of this year. When did you play it?
The first time I played it, well, I don't remember when I received it. I was a backer, so, oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe.
So you played it when it first came out?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because the app was terrible.
I didn't have a problem with it. I'm in the very minority. I think that I played it. I take that back. No, I did sit on it because that was in the timing of prepping for the move, and so I played it once before the move. So maybe we're gonna say like May, June, something like that, and then I've just recently
Got
picked it
it.
up again.
Okay.
So I think I missed a lot of that because I did hear that rumble, and so I took it all out. But then the move, I put it down for a little bit. So, but I've not had any problems with the app.
Maybe it's better now.
so
I just
either-
did get an update though. They're working on a, like they said, a 2.0 app.
Oh, like a complete overhaul.
So I'm
of
like,
it,
okay,
right.
then I'm just gonna wait. But there was 2 big problems. The app and the rulebook is horrific.
Yeah, the rulebook was rough, and there wasn't anything to supplement it either. I mean, there was some gameplays, but it was even pre-production. It was like Kickstarter gameplays, so there wasn't any rules or anything like that. So it was difficult. I definitely had to go back to the rulebook, and I think because of that, like learning the individual factions, the NPC factions can be a little sticky. But either that, I love this game.
I would
really
give
like
it a 9 other than that,
I gotta
actually.
play this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about it at the retreat, and I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, okay, I gotta check this out.
I will.
My biggest problem
I will always
was the
teach this.
technical
I always
problems
say
with it.
Yeah.
Also,
Right.
there's the setup is a bit of a pain when you put in the different factions, and it doesn't scale. That's another big problem.
Okay, I've only also played it at 2.
It's better with more,
Really?
actually.
Interesting.
Because
Oh.
when the bad guys come on the thing, you have to go deal with those.
Yes.
But when
Or
there's
you have
more
them deal with
players,
themselves. I mean, you can
yes,
against each other.
but I'm saying when there's more players, Z can be like, I'm going to go fight the bad guys. You're like, great, I'm going to go do this.
Is it co-op?
No, but
No.
but the bad guys show up and you get points for fighting them. But if you don't fight them, bad things can happen.
Right. It's you both don't want the NPCs to win, because if they win, everybody loses.
Sure.
But you want to win.
Okay.
So in a multiplayer game, if you're fighting them, I could be like, okay, that's your strategy. My strategy would be going and
Right.
following my own quest.
And I will say I've won both ways, being the one that goes after the NPCs and kind of keeps them under control and playing that game. And I've also been the one that, via going through the quest,
But if
has
you
won.
solo it,
So
the
and
NPCs, you got to deal with them.
Right. I don't think I would solo this one. Because again, the story interaction and the theme, like that's what sells it. I really like this
I
game.
will go back. I put this in the library
Okay.
because I had such high hopes.
Yeah.
Like this is the pirate game.
Yeah, it is.
It just the app was so messy. You couldn't go
Yeah.
back. If you click something, you couldn't go back.
They haven't fixed that. I think that's something they're working on. That you
How
can't
is that
go
not
back.
something you put into an app? I don't understand that.
I agree, but also be confident in your decisions.
Oh!
I mean, if you're on an adventure.
Yeah! Seize the bean, Tom.
All right, let's
No,
keep
I
going
agree
here.
with you, having it back, because there has been, oh, wait, no, I didn't understand that, but, so I do understand what you're saying, but just know that. 'Cause
All right, what
I
do we
think I
got?
wish there was a save. But, okay, sorry, I could keep
Yeah.
going. Oh,
No, you can go on
never
all
mind, I
night.
could keep going.
All right, I think we're done talking about the
Muffin
pirates.
time.
Okay, enough pirates.
I need to get this Let's Waltz expansion for Grand Austria Hotel. I heard it's good.
So I have to
What?
shout out Catapult Feud up there. It was Catapult Kingdoms. My son loves that game. It's a remake of an older one, right?
Crossbows and catapult. Actually, it's closer to Weapons and Warriors.
Okay, either way. Shout out
Oh,
to that
really?
game.
They remade that?
He
Wow.
loves it. It's
Do you have the beehives?
I I do.
They're
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, she loves the BS. It's so fun. Anyway, just shout out to that game. That's
My son also
fantastic
loves
games.
this game.
Okay.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
why are you not going to love a game that lets you shoot stuff across the
Right.
room?
I mean, it's the game you've always played growing up, made into a game. And
Yeah.
you're like, yes,
Yeah.
it's
The
official.
one problem is you really do have to kind of like, all right, you go find the balls that just went all over
Oh, yeah.
this room.
Yeah, you
No,
know it.
I'm
we
not
each
hunting
get
them
one
down.
ball, and then we have to like, yeah, it's like do not
Catch
lose
it.
the balls.
I
right?
got it.
Dogs have to be outside; they can't be inside.
Do they
yeah.
chase it?
One does, but he's also my fly hunter. He likes to hunt flies, so I think he's.
Oh, you want to keep that?
Yeah.
We can't on our top 10 list this year put Marvel United
Right, we're saying that's not really a
because it
different
came out
game.
last year, and
Okay.
we reviewed it last year. But once they added in all the Kickstarter stuff, my opinion of this game went up considerably. Mm-hmm. I think you also felt that way. Just having more stuff helped.
The fuzzies, Tom.
The
There's a few games, I'm going to have a mild rant here, that have come out from my favorite designer, Bruno Catala, that I know are out because I keep seeing them being out, and they have not come in. What's going on? Sobek.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fuzzies. I'm
No,
like,
nobody
what is Katana? How do you
cares about the fuzzies, Tom. I'm talking about Sobek, 2 players here. Where's that at? Where is the 2-player version of what is it? The new anyway. Katala has like 3 games that are out that have come out. Oh, one's called Oh My Brain from the Lumberjack guys. That hasn't come in, even though they sent us originally those little packets. Remember?
Nope.
The one that's Lumberjack is the one that had like a sleeve and then you open up the thing.
Sure.
Anyway, send me some Katala games. Done.
All right. You like this Super Mega Lucky Box?
I do. Yeah.
you play
I
that
like
one?
it as much as you do. But
Bad Company. You like more
I
than
like
me,
it more than you two. I think
yep,
it's fantastic.
Yep, I really like that one.
This Intrepid. We have this. I might play that one at some point. Let's see.
Explorers, I played the app actually.
Oh, did you?
So I've technically played that too. Good rolling, right?
World of Warcraft. I'm surprised this one hasn't got more
Yeah.
ratings because it's that. Welcome to the Moon. I'm gonna rate this soon, but I want to play through more of it.
Yeah,
You didn't like it?
I had a rough first play of it. It was it was really rough. I played it at the retreat we were all experienced Welcome 2 players, but we just had a hard time.
Did you play the first one with the rocket
first
ship?
one.
That one's not too complex.
It's not. No, that's the problem. I think it was such a step
doing?
back that.
Oh, you had a hard time because it was too basic for you.
Basic. Yes.
Okay, well then go to the second. Go to the second one. They ramp it right back
But
up.
it was like I couldn't. I think we kept looking for more, and so it just really drug. I mean, all 6 of us were like, "Wait, what? I don't understand."
It's
so
the
rule
most
book,
basic one.
But the rule book references things that aren't in that first one, so it's a really confusing. Okay, I'll play. It was really confusing because it was referencing things that aren't in that one. So are you missing something, or are you just not to it yet? It was very convoluted play. So I definitely need. I love Welcome 2. To be clear, I love Welcome 2. I need to play it more.
I will say, you read the rule book to Welcome to the Moon, and it's like, this is how you do this, this is how you do this, how you do this.
Yeah.
You get to first mission, they're like, throw all that out.
Right.
This is actually how this one works. And I was like, oh, wait, what?
Right. It was really an odd way.
Although
to
I
do it.
really like that because I'm a simple man, apparently.
Okay. Well.
You don't understand
Not a-
unsettled. You're one of those.
Luna Capital, I was going to play last night, ended up playing Arc Nova again.
I like Subastral.
Oh, I like Subastral.
That's
I just
a good
saw
one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that this
I really
year.
enjoyed that. Savannah Park.
Savannah Park,
That's a
I think I
good
liked it the best of all of us.
King Domino Origins was a great version of King Domino.
I still haven't played that.
I would say that replaces the original. If you are interested in getting King Domino and you've never played it, go for this one.
Gutenberg is good.
Oh, you did
Master of
play
the Night.
That was
You did not like that.
rough. The Hunger I haven't played yet. Oh, you played that already?
I did.
Did that come in?
No, I played at BGG. Here's the thing. It feels, to me, like a convoluted version of Clank. So in this game, you are building a deck, although you fill your deck up with, it's like playing Dominion, but almost all your cards are point cards that you buy.
Okay.
So you're eating humans. And you put them in your deck, but the humans don't do anything.
That's a me thing. That's
And
a
you're
very me
moving
thing.
around the board trying to get to the outside as far as you can and then run back in the middle. There was so many rules and the board is not easy to read. I did not like it at all, actually.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Okay. Aqua Garden, a
Aqua
shout out
Garden.
for Mike.
Have you played that one?
No, it's on my pile of I should
Okay.
play it
Mike
at some
taught
Yeah, you
point.
should.
He taught that thing like 8 times.
He really loves that game.
I think it was always out.
Yeah.
Like at the retreat, someone was playing.
I heard Imperial Steam is good, so I need to get that one in my...
Dune House Secrets, I'm in the middle of playing. And I will review shortly. So, we'll see.
We don't have Azul Queen's Gardener. We would have reviewed it by
that
now.
out?
It is.
Death Valley gets a little shout out from me, man. That's my favorite of the wallet games.
Oh, yeah, you said... And the designer of that one, isn't that the one that lives in our area?
Yeah, it's somebody
Yeah.
from that I saw a picture of, and I'm like, oh, I know this guy from our game group. Like I recognized his face, so that was interesting.
He has
yeah.
not come to a game thing in a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
young kid.
Now
college aged.
that he has a published game, he's...
All right.
He's like above it, yeah.
Yeah, he's got things to do. Games to publish.
Mantis Falls, that's on our shelf. I haven't played that. Unforgiven and Ark Ravels. All right, you know what? That's 200 games. I feel like that's good for today.
That's it.
I feel good with that.
If it's not in there, it's not worth your time. This entire, you can ignore it.
Now, there's more.
I'm going through my top 10. I'm like,
We're going to talk about this stuff next week. So that's our live thing for today. We'll be back at 2 o'clock today in a few hours with our crowd surfing. And more live stuff the rest of this week. And next week, Winter Spectacular. Which,
That's next week.
I know.
next week. Woo-woo.
Anyway, until then, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
And you're watching us. We'll take a look at games from 2021.